So this is going to be our new series of podcasts.
Yes, we started it last year, then we went away, and so it was like chats around the kitchen table we started. Mm-hmm. Then we went away and delighted you all with our travels. And you can still find those ones, I think, if you want to.
They're there on Spotify and various other things.
Yeah, Adventures in Retirement.
That's right, yes.
And now, back home, we're doing the sort of kitchen table thing again, but not always our own kitchen table.
No, we've decided to call this series The Real Voices of Happy Valley, based around the Happy Valley of Calderdale.
Yeah, and the well-known detective series, fantastic series of that name.
It was, wasn't it?
Based in the valley.
I'm sure it still is. It must be available on the BBC iPlayer still.
Yeah.
Worth catching up with if you haven't seen it. But based largely around Hebden Bridge, but lots of it filmed in Sowerby Bridge, the other end, one end of the valley, and references to Todmorden.
Yes.
At the far end. Particularly the UFO experiences people in Todmorden have had. But we thought, actually, it was a fun series and what have you, but there are so many much more interesting people actually living in the valley.
Yeah.
Relatively few mass murderers.
I know, I was going to say we've avoided the homicidal maniacs in the people we have chats with.
Yes.
So far.
Yes, we've done a couple already, and we just tell the listener about the variety of people who live in this valley who we might have come across.
Well, we've got people involved in. Or the media might be putting it a bit strongly, but I'm thinking the creator and editor of Hebweb, Chris Ratcliffe.
Yes, that's right. That's a local community news website which has been going for
as long as the internet has, I think.
Absolutely.
And we've got people, young women especially, who are revitalising the community centre around the corner from our house where we live.
Dodnays.
They're lovely and interesting. And we've got Pete Lazenby, well-known lefty of the parish, who writes for the Morning Star.
Yeah, spent most of his career writing for the Yorkshire Post.
Yeah.
Retired and now seems to work harder and longer hours working for the Morning Star.
And we've got people involved in local politics and in healthy things like yoga and massages.
Yes, I've just taken up yoga.
You have, haven't you?
Yes, helping with my sciatica, my old man sciatica.
Yeah, so quite a range of different interests, but they are interesting.
And a lot of people interested in the environment, isn't there? Tree responsibility, go around planting trees and what have you. There's a woman lives around the corner from us called Sue, who makes those giant puppets that go sort of roaming around town centres all over Europe.
Yes, yeah.
As well, and of course artists. Artists are plenty in this
Artists
valley.
and drummers seem to be the on Dodnays quite a lot, don't they?
That's right. Yeah. Well, we have the drummer from the EMF. At one point in this row of houses, we had 3 drummers with different bands.
Yeah. Next door used to be Mike, who was the drummer with the Electric Brains.
Yes.
And there was Aid, who was the drummer with the Cheetles, like a Beatles tribute.
That's right, and he's now with the EMF.
Yeah. And, I can't remember the other one, but yes, there was drummers and artists aplenty.
Yeah, quite a few. And sports people, we've got at least 2 old blokes football teams.
Yes.
As well. One sort of called the Old Gits, and another called the Over 50s, where everybody, except the one who lies about his age, is over 50.
Yeah. And the one who lied about his age will catch up soon, won't he?
Yes, he's not very far away from it at all. And then, in Todmorden, we've got the whole incredible edible
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
a
movement.
fantastic movement, yeah.
It is astonishing, and a great college there as well. Plus, I'm talking to someone who's currently driving Metallica's equipment around Europe on their tour.
Well, someone has to do it, don't they?
Absolutely. And we've got some food banks. We've also got, at the far end up in Halifax, there's refugee project at St Augustine's. So there's an awful lot going on.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and catch up with them and bring them to you. Not physically bring them to you, but bring their voices to your device.
Yeah.
We've done a couple already. Talked to a lot of people who were involved in the Hampton Bridge Folk Roots weekend.
Yeah. Tell the listener about your involvement in that, Dave.
Well, I was involved in setting it up about 10 or 12 years ago. I passed it on to other people, as things should be passed on to other people after a few years. And I go and do the stage management.
Yeah.
I just get bands on and off stage and say nice things about them in between.
Yeah.
And when they deserve nice things said about them, which
they generally
they do.
And it's all the people involved in getting it happening, isn't it?
Yes, it's about the infrastructure of the festival, really. The sort of, the bar staff, the people who sell you the tickets, the sound engineer. Who makes it all sound okay, and various volunteers who make it happen. You won't be hearing any of the music. That's if you want to hear the music, go to a festival yourself.
Yeah.
And other one we've done already is Roger O'Doherty and his interest in photography and the sort of birds and wildlife of the valley.
Yeah.
Which is, he started while he was locked down and sitting around his kitchen table with little else to do but look at the wildlife in his garden.
Yeah, he did start out lockdown intending to build a hen house, but was discouraged by people saying, have you not built that yet?
Yeah.
And so I think that petered out and he concentrated on the other birds in his garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to Real Voices of Happy Valley.